first start off with this message from Sentai Filmworks president, which is the partner of Kyoto Animation, which is of course the studio that had that terrible fire from an arsonist. This is from their GoFundMe page. Sentai Filmworks created a GoFundMe page, which is amazing because it's already been funded. The goal was $750,000 for the victims of this fire, and they raised $1.9 million, which is dope. So shout out to Sentai Filmworks for doing this. But here's the statement. The statement reads, and I quote, "Although the situation is still developing, it is clear that our friends at Kyoto Animation, KyoAni, have suffered greatly. In addition to the loss of life, many lives will be forever changed. Like all of you, we wanted to take action to help however we can. That is the purpose of this GoFundMe effort. We've known KyoAni through many of their works that have inspired, influenced, and entertained us over the years. They are true masters of their art and one of Japan's national treasures. Your pledges and the funds that we raise are intended to provide for the most direct and meaningful assistance to possible victims of this heartbreaking tragedy. We are coordinating with others in the Japanese anime industry within Japan to ensure that the funds are collected to reach those in need. We will continue to provide updates and as those details develop. For now, we want to thank everyone for their kindness, generosity, support, and effort. The outpouring and pledges of and messages of support has been tremendous. Please help us continue the effort. John Ledford of Sentai Filmworks, the president." Now, this sucks, man. This sucks. They say that over 33 people died in this fire, which kind of cuts me deep because this is what literally changed the way that I watch anime. Like, Clannad was my favorite anime of all times, and they don't want to created it. So, sucks, man. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I did just see that it reached 34 officially. 34. I think, yeah, it was yesterday, I believe. And one more person just recently passed from it. So,
Jesus,
yeah, it's very sad.
I don't know who this bastard was, but apparently he had. I don't even want to talk about him. I don't want to give him the clout, the attention. So
yeah,
we're gonna move on from that and talk about some anime.
Let's do it.
On this episode of episode 6 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu, we're gonna be talking about the series that ended badly and series that ended good. I got a lot to say because an anime that I just watched kind of like made me think of this, and it pissed me off dramatically. Now that's all I can really think about. Apparently, Tell has 5 good, 5 bad. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't have that many, but we shall talk about that shortly. So let's get the show on the road. Let's go. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
My sweet waifu.
Is that you?
One way or another.
1 2. Mic check Waifu Waifu. King Teliano. Is that you?
It is, Polo. What's going on, listeners? How y'all doing today?
Hey, what's up there, boy?
Oh, you know me, always chilling, always having a good time. That's just how life is.
Cold stacking, maxing, and relaxing. Never slacking.
What's going on with you, bro?
I'm chilling, man. Been a rough week for the world of anime because of that Kyoto incident, but
of course
we're gonna move past it. Everybody show your support. We're gonna have that GoFundMe. I mean, they already raised $1.9 million. So I mean, if you still want to throw a couple of bucks their way just to help support them, that'd be great. The GoFundMe will be in the show notes. But welcome to episode 6 of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. We got a lot to talk about, only because of like this topic. This topic is a huge one for me because I just got finished watching the Grand Crest War on Netflix. Okay. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but before that, I want to talk about another anime that I watched that is actually super controversial right now, which is shocking. So I'm on my anime list, updating my anime list because I just watched one today. Now, this one it's called, let me go to the English title here because the Japanese title was a cluster, you know what, but it's called what is it? Aphrodite, whatever, from commonplace to the world's strongest, basically. We're just going to call it from commonplace to the world's strongest.
Yeah.
Now, this is another one where God damn it. I feel like we talk about these goddamn anime every week. But this is another one where people get transferred. This is an entire class that gets transported from from their home world to another world. Now let me give you the brief synopsis about this anime. Sorry, I just drank some water. But 17-year-old Hijime Nakugomo is an average everyday otaku. However, his simple life of pulling all-nighters and sleeping in school is suddenly turned upside down when he, along with the rest of his classmates, is summoned to a fantasy world. Uh, they're treated like heroes and tasked with the duty of saving the human race from utter extinction. But what should have been any otaku's wet dream quickly turned into Hajime's nightmare. While the rest of his class are blessed with godlike powers, Hajime's job as a synergist, the only one who has the transmutation skill, is ridiculed and bullied by his classmates for being weak. He soon found himself in despair, and while he's able to survive in the dangerous world of monsters, the demons will only be glorified blacksmith's level power of strength. Now, what's unique about this anime? Okay, this first episode, you remember that first, I don't know, 3 sentences that describe what this anime is about?
Yeah.
They showed none of that shit. The first episode was literally just him in the world. You saw him. They're in this cavern, and they're talking about how, this cavern is super dangerous, and we're all supposed to help each other through this cavern. This is supposed to be a training session for these heroes, quote unquote. Everybody's looking at him like, yo, you shouldn't go to this, bro. You super weak. You ain't got no power.
No power.
He ended up getting trapped, which they show later, because this, I'm telling you, this episode is kind of a jumble, but I still like it. It starts off with him deep in this cavern, like he's on like the bottom level where these monsters are supposed to be the most powerful. He almost get killed twice. The first time he almost get killed by this enhanced bunny rabbit, which is pretty funny because you would think that bunny is weak from all the MMOs you play. No, this anime has this bunny has some crazy ass powers. The bunny chases him. Then another monster comes out of nowhere and kills the bunny. After he kills the bunny, he starts eating the bunny. And this is when Hajime realizes, like, oh shit, I'm about to die. He tries to save himself from this giant bear because he doesn't want to die. This part for me, I'm watching the English dub, but this part for me reminded me of Goblin Slayer, how they start in the cave and shit gets real fast.
Real fast, yeah.
Shit gets real fast for him because he gets his arm ripped off by this giant bear monster. And he's like trying to run away. And this English voice actor that's playing this main character is so fucking good that I'm just going to wait till it stacks in the dubs. He's so good because his screams is like piercing. It's just, like, you could feel his pain. He was freaking the hell out. And come to find out, like, he gets into this cave where he's able to dodge the beast. And he's like remembering everything that happened that led him up to this point. And it kind of flashed back to them talking about how he's just a book nerd and he knows a lot about the rules of the world or whatever. But since he's not that powerful, he's trying to be like one of the smartest and whatnot. But another thing that I like about it is the way he gets powerful is by eating monsters, because he's like down in his cave and he's literally starving and like almost about to die. So he's like, look, I got to do what I got to do. He finds a wolf, kills the wolf because he then gets like the quote unquote strength to want to survive. And he starts killing the wolf and he eats a wolf and he figures out that he gets his power, but he almost died from eating a wolf. And he has to drink this holy water. Like, this anime is, all this shit is happening in this first episode. And this harkens back to what we talked about last episode about how they try to push in all this story arc in one episode. Like, it would have benefited from being 55 minutes long. But I like this show a lot. I don't want to go further into it because, again, it'll probably be like super spoilers, but you could tell this is something that's going to be a little bit different, because I'm going to just say this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. It might be slight spoilers, but it's in the first episode, so sue me. When he eats the monsters, he turns into what looks to be a demon. He's like, yo, this kind of look like a demon now. So I'm assuming he's like going to be a bad guy. That's just my thought.
So he's progressing down that slope. Down
that path. Like
that rabbit hole, so to speak, since that's what he ate in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost Tokyo Ghoulish in my in my experience. I'm not saying it is like Tokyo Ghoul because don't crucify me, anime lovers, but it's kind of Tokyo Ghoulish in that aspect of storytelling. He also crafts his gun out of like his transmutation power, which I thought was dope.
That is dope.
He's the only person in this world using a 6-shooter. You watch this anime?
I haven't. No.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
I think you will like it. It's very, very, very strange because I read the synopsis again after watching it. I'm like, you sure that this is for the same anime? But then they said his name a couple of times. So I'm like, okay, it is. So maybe they're going to explain his whole like life and how they got transported in episode 2 and 3. But like they showed none of that in this first episode, which is highly unique.
Yeah.
Started from the middle, basically.
I'm gonna add that to my need to watch because I literally I just saw like a clip of the newer Fooly Cooly series, and I'm just like, I haven't even caught up on that. And Fooly Cooly is like, I mean, it's not like truly like an old school classic, but it's one of those ones we watched growing up. So I want to go back and watch that, and it's like I added that to my list, so I got this on the list too.
So the thing with this one though is, I went on my anime list and I was just looking at some of the comments about it. Apparently, this anime is poorly rated on anime list. It's a 6 right now. Apparently, the novel is way more structured, just way better, and people are destroying this anime. Even the creator, looking at the thread, the creator said that, hey, this is not how I wanted this anime to be. Like, this is not my work. So bear with me. So he's not too happy about how this turned out, which is interesting because I'm like, this first episode was pretty dope in my opinion. And it's probably because of the action and the way this dub voice acting is. But I don't know. It's super, super different. I like it. What else have you been watching? Or should I say, is it anything new?
Well, I just been reading Twin Star Exorcist, which has that it has that same kind of feel that you're talking about, right? So I'm actually looking on my anime list right now, and Twin Star Exorcist anime has a lower rating than the manga. And the manga is close to like a climactic finish right now. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna be completely finished yet, but it's pretty climactic at the moment. And yeah, I'm just like, man, it's what's up?
I got a question about reading reading manga. So
yeah.
When you read manga, do you feel that emotional attachment that you do watching an anime?
It depends, man. So for My Hero Academia, Twin Star Exorcist, Black Clover, some of the main ones I read. Attack on Titan. Like when I go through some of my main top manga that I read, a lot of times I'll feel that emotional connection because there's certain things that happen. Like for instance, Twin Star Exorcist, it's completely structured. It's structured completely different than the anime. The anime, the main character, the main antagonist is already dead, whereas in the manga, that didn't happen at all. How it went down.
Wow. Okay.
At all. Like the main antagonist, they couldn't even touch him where they touched him. Like they couldn't even lay a scratch on him, and they just now got to a point to where they could actually do any damage to him in the manga. And the manga has progressed so much further, and it's like the show
killed him off.
The show killed him off super early, and the show's canceled. It's done, but it's like why y'all even do that? Y'all probably would have had a much better show if y'all just followed the manga. But I mean, who am I? I'm just a reader and a watcher. But yeah, so that's just like kind of one of those things. But even like with My Hero Academia, like when people talk about how Deku, he was fighting Muscle when he punched Muscle and said 1,000,000%.
Yep.
Like in the manga, I mean, it was pretty hype in the manga. It wasn't as hype as it was in the anime. But what I'm super hype about is like this next season coming up, because this is like by far my highest anticipated part. Like
because of the manga, right?
Yes, because the manga did it so well that there's no way they can mess this up. Like it doesn't matter what they do, there's no way they can mess it up. But then there's also like the disappointment with like Attack on Titan. I read the manga of Attack on Titan, but the anime to me just is a little lackluster. I mean, it has its moments.
I was about to say it gets better for
It
sure.
has its moments,
I
but
think it was season 2 that did it in for me too.
yeah,
Maybe the
season
first half
2
of season 2.
dropped off a lot. Yeah, the first half of season 3, but I mean, obviously they picked it up.
Yeah.
But a lot of manga I read it because like even Shokugeki, Food Wars.
Yeah.
The manga for that is great. And then the anime we haven't seen a season in over a year.
Mm.
So it's like, it's kind of like that way to, quench my thirst because I be ready.
True.
I'll be ready. But yeah, man, I'm a avid manga and like reader. Like even for like Promise Neverland, I'm reading that. I just got to the end of Black Clover, and the manga is so good on that. So it gets me hyped for the anime for that too. So
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Hey, this is my Check Waifu Waifu. You can listen on all podcast services, on YouTube and everything like that. We still do have our giveaway going. The last day of the giveaway is the last episode of this month, which is July 29th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That ends at 10 o'clock, and we'll announce that winner for that $25 e-gift card. Thanks for listening, y'all. We appreciate it. I feel like we got our audience now. I feel like we got
an audience.
Yeah. And it keeps growing. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all so very, very much.
Keep joining the Facebook group, Mike Check Waifu Waifu. All you have to do is go on Facebook and you can ask to be invited to the group. For the most part, I'm accepting everyone. It's free to talk in there. You don't have to worry about too much censorship, but we are watching for, we don't want no toxic personalities or anything like that, but we do want everyone to kind of go out and just say and talk however much they feel. It's a group community of anime lovers, manga lovers. Let's just talk, so feel free to join that group.
Yeah, I might get around to that one day when I get a Facebook again.
That's all you need a Facebook for. That's all you need it for.
True. I might have to do that. But yeah, so back to what we was watching. I also watched another anime, which I was waiting to watch until the dub came out, and the dub came out today. A lot of dubs came out today, so I started watching the ones I'm like, yeah, I don't want to waste my time trying to read through the subs. I'll just wait for the dub and just throw it up.
I got you.
It was fucking what was that one called? It has a crazy title. So once I tell you this title, you're gonna understand.
It's on Funimation?
Of course it's on Funimation. You know what I'm talking about already, don't you?
I don't. Okay. I don't. Crazy name.
Yeah, it's the crazy. Okay, here it is. Are you willing to fall in love with the pervert as long as she's a cutie?
Oh no. Okay, I thought you was going to say the one with the mom and her 2-hit combos.
Nah, that one I didn't watch. That's a polo ass anime too. But this one, man. Okay, so with this anime, I waited to the dub, and the dub is phenomenal. I like it a lot. Funimation put all their top talent in this one, and I see why. As ridiculous as that title is, listeners, hear me, listen. Okay, this anime is absolutely fantastic. Now, wait, I might have to change up my summer list, but all right. So, are you willing to fall in love with the pervert as long as she's cute? It starts off as Keki. He's in this scripture class. It's a slice of life. So those who are in this slice of life, you will love this. But he's in this scripture class. What do they call it? No, calligraphy class. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Or club. He's in this club with these 5 other girls. He has to clean up the club because the club is the absolute mess because they were getting ready for a contest. So when they clean up the club, everybody's starting to leave, and he has to go. He has to go like dump this ink bucket out or something like that. And then while he's dumping out that ink bucket, the 5 girls are still in the class. He goes back to the class, and everybody gets ready to leave. When they leave, he's the only person in that club room. When he's in that club room, he sees this letter on the desk with this fold up like white cloth with what it looks to be like just a white cloth. Of course, we find out later that it's panties because it says it in the title, in the description. He reads the letter, and all it says is, Keki, I love you. It's not signed by anybody, nothing. He picks up the white cloth, and it ended up being this white pair of panties. He's like, yo, where did this come from? Now he's like freaking out. He goes to his best friend. He's like, yo, like, what do? I have no idea which one of these 5 girls left me this love letter and these panties. So I'm trying to, like, he's literally going around to all girls trying to have just a normal conversation with them without it being awkward, to kind of figure out who it is without just simply asking them, which would have probably been easier to do. But this is anime. So he goes around and he's having these conversations with them, and all of them throws out like these hints of them liking him in a way. So of course it's a harem, which is one of my favorite types of anime. But it doesn't like kind of lead into that. They're just like still talking and acting normal as friends. And this Keki dude is super nice. He's super like just friendly, super chill. And he's trying to figure out which one it is. This is gonna spoil the first episode. I'm sorry, but at the end of the episode, he thinks he figure out what girl left it. And when he basically talks to her about it, he figure out that she likes him, but she takes off her top. Tell me why this chick till the last literally 10 seconds of this episode, she takes off her top in the classroom after he figured out like, you know, that she likes him. And she has on a dog collar and says, Keki, please let me be your pet.
Oh, there you go.
The episode ends. So assuming that she like when they were having a conversation, he still didn't say, hey, I found a letter. Did you leave me this letter? He just said, hey, I know your secret. That's all he said was, hey, I know your secret. And she's like, damn, like you figured me out. Come to the club room at this time, blah, 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 and we'll talk about it. Goes to the club room, and then that's when she does this crazy shit and take off her top and have on this dog collar and say, Keki, please let me be your pet. So we're still not even sure if she's the one that left that letter in the panties, but the fucking show kind of indicates, and this is where it might go downhill for me. His sister is one of the 5 girls. The way she acts in this episode kind of indicates that she may be the one that did it. And I'm just not into that incest shit. Like I can do
sister love.
No, I could do all that ecchi and harem. I could do all of that. But when it comes to the incest part, I'm just not down with. So hopefully it's not her, and that's not the case. But I got a feeling all 5 of them is going to be in love with him. It's just going to be that crazy ass anime. But it was the way that it was paced. It was so well paced, and storytelling was pretty good. Like these girls acted, all of them act normal. You could tell that they all actually are good friends, and I like that shit. I like slice of life like that. That kind of grounds it, and where the main character isn't a complete sucker and is scared of girls, or the girls are like they're not too out there or too ridiculous. It's a good anime. It's not bad. I'm still going to just wait for the dub. I'm not going to continue on and watch subs. Just going to follow out the dub because again, the dub voice actors are just phenomenal. But I do like it. It's pretty good. Give it a watch if you haven't.
All right. So speaking of slice of life, I actually am watching a kind of new anime.
Oh shit! I almost did a
the one I told you about. The workout anime. How heavy are the dumbbells you're lifting?
Yeah.
That one. It follows Sakura Hibiki. Or Hibiki Sakura. I think it's Hibiki Sakura. But basically, she's the main character, and she is slightly overweight, right? Like, and when I say slightly overweight, I mean like
overweight at all.
Like this girl is like average weight for like anyone, and you know they're in Japan, so if you like a pound of weight, oh my god, you're so chunky.
You're obese, ridiculous.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that she happens to be like a black girl with blonde hair.
Oh shit!
So she's like slightly overweight. She thinks she's fat. They even give her like extra bump, like you know, like love handles and stuff like that. But she's really not like overweight. Yeah. But you know, the cool thing is that it is a good show in terms of like wanting to get you to work out, right? In the first episode, she meets with another girl, Akemi, who is obsessed with muscles, right? She loves men with huge bulging muscles, and she like will drool over them. Whereas Sakura Hibiki, she on the other hand does not care for hulking muscular men, and she finds a guy in the first episode she's kind of attracted to because he's got on this full jumpsuit and doesn't look like he's some like musclehead.
Just super average dude.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. End of the episode, his jumpsuit pops off from him, bulging his muscles, and the dude's more ripped than everybody.
Oh shit!
But it's actually thoroughly like entertaining, right? Like if you want to figure out like exercises to kind of actually do and want to get into shape, it's really cool for that. The characters are actually kind of funny. Sakura is probably not going to be your favorite main character, but Akemi, the really cool thing about her is that she doesn't come off as overbearing. You know, like sometimes you got that main character who does too much yelling and stuff. That's kind of Sakura. But Akemi, on the other hand, is like that more monotone but interested in certain things kind of character. It's actually pretty interesting. I'm gonna give it a couple more watches and see if it completely draws me in. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, I might check that out.
Oh, and Copcraft is.
Oh, I watched that first episode because the dub came out today.
What you think about that?
Holy shit! Oh, so the beginning, I'm like, okay, this the animation looks clean, so I'm down. And then the episode goes on, and what they do to his partner, I'm like, holy shit!
It's pretty gory, right?
Yeah, this is what this is about. It's like what's the anime that's like? It's like yes, almost Tokyo Ghoul.
Akame got killed.
Yeah. It's super gory.
Yeah, episode 2 is just as gory, if not worse.
Yep. I didn't watch episode 2 because I'm just watching the dub, but man, it was something else. I was like, damn, this is definitely interesting. I love his new partner now. She's dope. She's freaking dope.
It's because she a waifu, huh?
That and the way she moved, man, she be cutting people down.
No, like for real though. And I like her honor, you know. Like I'm all for that. I love people who honor themselves and they stay by that regardless of what you got to say.
And and what's the sergeant's name?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
but
I like the sergeant because he's not honorable. He's like, look, I used to be military. I used to be all about that shit, but now in this world. You can't really survive like that. And I like that. That's kind of gutter. I like it.
Yeah. But the best thing about that in general is, it kind of gives you that even balance of like, you don't know who's going to be really doing what.
Chaotic good and lawful evil and shit.
Yeah. Well, chaotic good and lawful good, you know, because she's lawful good. He's chaotic good. He's going by whatever yeah. I mean, I don't want to spill any
future episodes
from spoiling any future episodes, but
damn, let's go. See, this is gonna be that's the only part about this is gonna be tough because I'm such a dub man and you're a sub man, so you're gonna always be 2 episodes ahead of me on Copcraft and shit like that. So I honestly don't feel like Copcraft is worth watching sub for me though. Like like you have to be worth it. Like you have to be Dr. Stone level worth it. Which, speaking of Dr. Stone, the episode 1 dub came out, and holy shit, did Funimation do another good job of casting, man?
Oh, I didn't listen to the dub yet.
Yeah, so the what's the dude, the Big Oaf, his voice actor is the main English dub voice actor. Yeah, Taiju. He's the main English voice actor for the main character of Grimgar, and that main character is dope. He does do his yelling, but his yelling is like subdued. And like how you supposed to do yelling if it's a yelling character. It's not like Asta from fucking Black Clover. It's like way more subdued, which I like. And then, oh my God, Senku is Senku. Yeah, Senku's voice actor, spot fucking on, dude. Like if you look, like if you watch both of them back to back, because that's exactly what I do when that dub came out, because I just wanted to see. I'm still doing the sub because that show is just way too fucking good to wait. But when you watch them back to back, it's like so perfect. The cadence and the tone and just the way they talk and the way it moves, it works. It works. It most definitely works.
That's dope. I'm not gonna watch it in dubbed, but
of course.
We
let's give the first episode a try just to hear.
I like as long as they keep like the contents of the story the same. That's all I care about.
No, none of the words were different. They don't do that anymore. They ain't did that since fucking Pokemon.
Yeah,
they do that in Pokemon and like the Digimon subs and dubs. They change words and the meanings.
That's for parental content and stuff like that. Yeah,
that stuff don't happen in anime anymore. It's always the exact same. So I mean, you want to just go to Dr. Stone real quick? Because
I mean, yeah, we can. No, let's wait on Dr. Stone. That's a little bit of a spoiler. Let's wait till later for that.
Okay, true. God, it was so fucking good though. Okay. What else did I watch that was super? I still haven't watched Astra Lost in Space yet. I know. I'm sorry, man.
It's
That
so good.
the dub comes out on the 24th, so I'm gonna just hold out for that first episode. And if that first episode is as good as I think it is, or as you said it was, then I'll just continue on with the sub and catch up from there.
So episode 3 was really good. There was a lot of chaos in episode 3.
Whoa, shit! You gave me hype. I can't. Okay.
A lot of chaos. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Basically, what they did. I can't wait for you to get into it. I wish that you watched it so I could give you some details.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all. That's on me. Blame me. Right in the mic check waifuvaifu.com.
Yeah. Hey, listeners, talk about it in the email, so he got to watch it. Give him spoilers in the email.
Oh, you dirty. Speaking of spoilers, I'm gonna just say this: Demon Lord retry. I decided to just wait for the fucking subs, but I'm not watching it anymore until it's done. I'm done. That episode 3. Nope. This is not it, brother. This is not it. Demon Lord retry is definitely gonna wait for the dubs and for that full season to be done, which I hope is just 12 episodes because I don't think I could take that much of that shit. And you would think I would be able to, but what happened in this third episode was they're in a city. What's his name? Sister, the Holy Maiden's sister, or whatever she is.
The Wild Queen or whatever.
Yeah, she comes through, and then all this fucking dialogue comes out of just nonsense and just utter just bullshit ass chaos ensues from these cult demon people that actually summoned the demon lord. They came through like, yo, we're gonna kill 2 holy maidens, so let's do this. And they try to kill her, and they don't, because the demon lord turns into this fucking other dude, completely new dude, who's actually all about good. And man, it's just terrible. It's not good, man.
Oh yeah, it's trash.
It's definitely not good, and it's disappointing because it has so much potential. Like,
I'm not disappointed at all.
See,
I expected this.
Did you really?
Yeah, I expected this trash.
This is definitely, like, literally from commonplace to the world's strongest is 20 times better than this. Only 1 episode in, and this, like, people hate this show for some reason.
I mean, so let's be all right. Let's be nitpicky, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Demon Lord retry. The animation is mad decent at best. Like, not even really good.
No.
Like when the dude threw the punch and that dragon came out, like that dragon looked like something they just went in Photoshop, put a layer over top, and then went through the settings and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do overlay," and just put a white dragon there.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
That wasn't great editing. I'm sorry. I probably can't do better. Let's be real here. But I expect if you want me to watch this, if I'm gonna be paying money every month and I'm gonna waste time to watch this, I'm not watching that one.
No. Wait.
Yeah, I hate to seem a little harsh, but that's just is what it is. And then the writing itself is like, if this just came off as like a pure comedy anime, like for instance, people love Shin-Chan.
Yeah.
Do you remember Shin-Chan? People love that anime, and it's about nothing.
Writing, yeah, but it's literally the Seinfeld of anime. And it's so good though. It's like, it's good funny.
Yeah. Give me Shin-Chan if you're going to be trash, like trash animation and stuff like that. And even in comparison, even though Shin-Chan's animation was garbage, it went with what the show looked like. So it made the animation bearable and enjoyable. Yeah. Yep. So if you're going to give me Demon Lord retry where you have this overpowered demon Lord, first of all, don't be sitting banging your head against the wall for the stupid stuff you said. You knew you were going to say that. You wrote it.
Yeah, obviously. Like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Why would I do that to that girl? Like, shut, dude. Why did he change it to a whole nother person in general? It would have just been better for him to come out as a demon lord, save her, say some cool shit to her, and then she's like shocked, like, oh, this dude is super strong and he's dope. I'm kind of crushing on him. That would have been such a much better storyline than what the fuck they gave us. Like, him changing to a whole nother person just wasn't. It wasn't kosher. It wasn't good.
Yeah, Demon Lord retry right now, as far as I'm concerned, get 1 not even cool waifu out of 5.
See, okay. So speaking of the ratings, okay, we can't do fives. Five is just a terrible scale.
Okay,
Like
we're
I
gonna
was
do
thinking,
tens.
yeah, because 10 you have much more leeway. You got a shitty, which is one. You got a middle ground, which is five, and you got a 10, and you got in between that. It's just a much like like threes can be middle good, or it can be like like
All right.
you know what I'm saying.
So if
So
we
I think
doing tens,
let's do tens.
I'm gonna
So
give
let's
Demon Lord retry a 3 out of 10.
and not
And I'm doing that. I'm just doing 3 waifus out of 10
yeah.
because it's redeemable if it completely turns around from here on out.
And I gave it a 4. The only reason why I gave it one higher because of Aku.
Yeah,
I
because she's
still like that
likable.
character. Yeah, I still like that character a whole hell of a lot. The rest of
I,
the female character, the rest of the waifus in this anime,
I mean,
horrendous.
they're still
Horrible.
better than the main character. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like that main
yeah,
character is trash. Oh my
you're right.
goodness.
Yeah, he's so fucking bad. So bad.
even even when he went in to sell his little pottery, it was like, I want one
Yeah.
gold coin. Come on, man! Like you don't even know
don't
what the
sell it less.
currency is
Yeah,
yet. You don't
yeah.
even know what the
But don't sell it
currency.
less. Don't sell it less for 5 giant gold coins. Oh, shut the fuck up.
It's so bad.
It's so.
It's so bad. All right, man. Goodness gracious.
Let's move on. Next.
Yeah, right. Next. So I did want to talk about something I talked about in the group chat.
Okay.
So last week, right after the last podcast, on Wednesday, basically, I asked who would win in a sword fight, right?
Mhm.
I chose these combatants are who I chose. I chose Afro Samurai, Rurouni Kenshin, or Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin, and Zoro from One Piece, and then someone else added Gomon from Lupin the Third.
Ooh,
So
Lupin the Third. I love that.
So the group voted.
Mhm.
We got 12 votes for Afro Samurai. We got 9 votes for Kenshin. We got
Okay.
4 votes for Zoro and 1 vote for Gomon.
See, okay. Let me see. Now I'm gonna cast my vote here because I'm not in the Facebook group. So
Okay, go ahead. Let's see it.
my vote goes for Kenshin. Now I only pick him over Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is so fucking dope. Don't get me wrong, he's a beast. But Kenshin, the way he moves, I don't know if Afro Samurai can mess with it.
All right.
You know, Afro Samurai is wild, but Kenshin he's structured. He's focused. He's like when he gets you, all you need is that what's that? I can't remember. I need to watch the anime again. But he got that one slash. It's just like it's clean. It's so clean.
So I'll tell you my vote, Polo, and mine is very very like torn for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in general, I would say Afro Samurai wins based off skill alone, and that's the only way he could win. Because realistically, Afro Samurai, Kenshin, and Gomon all have the same skill levels. They're all technically the same when it comes to who's going to be stronger. I would say Afro Samurai has slightly faster reaction speeds because this dude cut open rockets and everything like that. I know Gomon cut open bullets and whatnot, but Afro Samurai can do that no problem. And Afro Samurai has other ridiculous feats where he's like falling from the atmosphere, fought giant robots and all kind of stuff that some of these guys I would say can't do. But the only one I think
he kicks some ass, so they're like some of the most powerful people.
Well, I mean, I understand that. I think the only one that gives Afro Samurai that could be Afro Samurai would be Zoro.
What?
Yeah, and I think Zoro could beat everybody on this list given the right circumstance.
I don't know Zoro, so I can't speak on it.
Well, so Zoro wields 3 swords.
Yeah,
he has a technique where his 3 swords turn into 9 swords. And then
he got techniques and magic powers.
He can literally cut open a mountain.
Damn.
So
God damn.
So when it comes to like raw power, raw strength, Zoro wins. Like, and he could do wave cuts. Like he can cut the air, and he killed people with a knife like he's fought actual sword masters with just a knife and beaten them, you know, and he's really good. Now,
Okay.
now I'm gonna say I don't think he's my favorite to win. Like I said, I think Zoro would beat him. I think Kenshin would beat him in a just pure sword battle based off of
Straight up.
skill.
Yeah, not
But if-
magical powers, right?
That's the thing is that like technically it's not even magic. It's just like literally raw strength, but that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
To have that much strength. I
And
think
guess
most of these guys.
that's the caveat.
Yeah, all these guys are unrealistic in a sense because you can't. No one's gonna be able to cut a bullet in real life.
Right.
But these guys all like Afro Samurai, Kenshin, and Gomon all are much more realistic. But yeah,
Gomon was not bad either. He's highly slept on.
Gomon is a monster, and we didn't add him to the list last week.
Right.
Sadly, he only got one vote.
That's probably from the person who entered him.
That's the one vote from Victor. I appreciate you adding him.
Hey.
Zoro, other than Gomon, got the least amount of votes. But I'm pretty sure if Zoro had I mean almost any situation, he would give all these dudes mad work.
Speaking of that, did you run the other poll on what we should watch and review?
Yeah. So we talked about watching old school anime, right?
Yeah. Watching review and like old school anime.
Yes. So our list originally consisted of Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha, and Trigun. So Cowboy Bebop got 12 votes, and Inuyasha got 12 votes.
Ooh, I'm the tiebreaker, baby. Let's go.
And then Samurai Champloo got 3 votes.
That makes me sad.
Which I didn't add. We didn't add Samurai Champloo.
Oh.
Keith, my boy Keith, actually added Samurai Champloo, and it got 3 votes. And then Trigun only got 2 votes.
Rip.
Boondocks is added to this list, but Boondocks is not an old school anime.
Nah, it's not. Yeah, it's not really that old at all.
Yeah, but we also, I'm excluding Samurai Champloo from the list though because it was made after 2000. So Inuyasha was made in the year 2000. So that's the latest, the earliest I would consider old school. So
since I'm the tiebreaker, I guess we watching Inuyasha. Let's go.
All right, Inuyasha it is, guys.
Sorry, I'm the tiebreaker. I can't put
I'll be the next one.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much for voting. That we appreciate it. That's gonna be fun because I really do want to watch that. How long do you think it's gonna take us to watch that whole thing? Would you say about what, 2 weeks?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we can. We can definitely take 2 weeks to watch that, and then we'll put out the next poll for what we're gonna watch. Inuyasha itself though has 167 episodes though.
My goodness, we may need a little bit longer.
I mean,
fuck,
we got some binging to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep up with the rest of the anime. Well, we eliminated one.
We ain't watching Demon Lord Return no more.
Sit your ass down.
Chalked up, boy.
Like I said, I'm gonna watch it when it's done, but that's only when it's done and it's over with. And hopefully that ain't in the fall season where the fall season comes out.
I'm gonna wait for your review.
You ain't even gonna watch it.
I'm gonna wait for your review, man.
I appreciate that. Here we go.
I'm telling you, man. I don't even know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I can't wait to see what this From Commonplace to the World's Strongest end up being like. That is super interesting.
Well, it sounds like that's gonna be more like how Chivalry of a Fellow Knight is, you know?
Yeah. Or like,
and I love that. I love when dude is mad weak and becomes strong, or is displayed as weak and becomes strong.
Yeah, and it kind of what it also remind me of, because in that situation too, like when he was about to he saved one of the healers, right? One of the girl healers, one of his. He saved her by transmuting this dragon that was attacking him into this block. When he saved her, they said, okay, they lined up all the mages and they had the mages do this ball attack. And this is why he grew so infatuated with surviving, because when they threw that ball attack, one of his classmates actually hit him with the ball attack to make him fall down to the bottom level of the cavern. So he was fucking pissed about that. He's like, yo, why did one of my classmates try to kill me? You know what? I'm gonna fight to stay alive.
right.
to figure that out, and that's when he does this thing to try to become stronger, which is dope, which is pretty dope. I can't wait to continue watching that. But another one I really 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 want, and I don't know if you want to talk about it right now or wait till a little bit later, but the ones within just jumped so far.
Okay.
It was already number one. It was number 2 weeks ago, and then it dropped down last week, and now it's back to fucking number one, dog.
So yeah, I'll talk about the ones within. First of all, I'm glad you liked this episode because I was all with it.
Yes, bro. Let's go.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, especially because of how just like how it's going, you know, like how the characters were interacting in this episode because they had the man eaters, the mimicries.
Yeah. So
and
what I like about it, I don't know if you saw this, and probably
spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're gonna 100% spoil this. So sorry. Watch the ones within. And pause this podcast. Watch the ones within, and then listen to this.
Skip forward like 3 minutes if you don't want to hear this.
It's probably gonna be longer than that because I got some shit to say.
Let's go.
Okay, so what? It's probably gonna only be some shit I would notice, but this is it has to be heavily inspired by Danganronpa. Now, Danganronpa is one of the most popular like characters or figures in anime in Japan, like right now. Like Monokuma, the Monokuma bear. If you're not familiar with Monokuma, he's the bear with the white side and the black side, and he's like the headmaster of this school called Hope's Peak Academy, which is a killing school. He like gets these people, like they're based off of video games, then turn it into anime. But he gets these students in this class, and they have to kill each other, and then whoever, like, so let's say we're in a class together, Tel, and I kill you, okay? The rest of my classmates have to figure out it was me that killed you. And if they don't figure out it was me that killed you, then I get to graduate and I get to leave, and they all die. But if they figure out it was me that killed you, then I'm the one who's dead. And they get to continue on living in the school, but nobody gets released. This episode kind of turned more into that, the video game version, because they had this scene. It was when Akatsuki was in the hallway, and it kind of turned like almost paper-like, right? Like when he was standing in the hallway, it turned like paper-like, and that was like it has to be a Danganronpa reference, because this episode was so Danganronpa, it was insane. Like, and I stood up out of my chair. I'm like, holy shit, that has to be it, because for one, the leader of this game that they're playing right now is an alpaca, which is he's super similar to Monokuma, because Monokuma does that crazy shit where he pops up out of nowhere, talks to the students and shit, and like does these crazy laughs and like, okay, this is what you have to do. I'm always watching you, so you can look in the cameras. It's cameras in Danganronpa that watches the students. It had me so excited because, and then all the interactions that was going on was just like Danganronpa. They were trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and they basically had to kill each other, quote unquote, because
they were killing the mimics. Yeah,
they were killing because the mimics were mimicking their classmates. So Kyrene was the first one that they mimicked, and Akatsuki was like, "Yo, hey, Kyrene, you okay?" And she was like looking at them all weird and crazy, and that's when they figure out like they can turn into the students. That shit was so good, dude. It had me so excited, this episode, because like right now I'm watching Co-Carnage, which is highly famous Twitch stream literally Danganronpa 1, and he's on 2 right now. So it had me so excited, dude, because of that reference, man.
So what gave me that Danganronpa vibe was when Roromori.
Yes, bro.
That whole scene, because she just found out about how one of the characters found out about how she's so deeply in love with Akatsuki.
Yeah.
And she's in the bathroom with what appears to be Akatsuki. He goes to the bathroom, and to us in our mind, because that's the last thing we saw is, hey, I'm supposed to go to. He said, I'm going to the bathroom.
Because Kyrene went to the bathroom because they have to run through the school in pairs so that they don't get caught out by a mimic.
Exactly.
So he goes to the bathroom, and then he follows him like, damn, now I gotta eat.
Yeah, right. And the really cool thing is that like Romari knows so much about Akatsuki that there's no way you can fool her if you're not 100% down to it, right?
Yo,
But the cool, like she's sitting there explaining, you must be smarter than the other ones because you're doing this, and that, and he's ambidextrous. He defends himself with his right hand, but if he were to turn off the thing, he's gonna use his left hand. And I'm just like, yo, this chick is crazy. And it's like she gets down to the point to where she says, well, it doesn't even matter to me if you're not the real Akatsuki because I want to dissect you and figure out and I want to make you perfect anyway.
Yep, I want to figure out everything about you.
And she stabs him in the head with this poison. And in my heart, I'm like, oh my God.
That's really Akatsuki these days.
I'm like, is that really him though? Yep. Did she really just because they played it so well to where it made us think that she was wrong and she's just crazy. Yep. And that was beautiful, like editing and writing right there. This is what Demon Lord Retry should have tried to do.
Ooh, the writing is so good. Like even the comedic beats in this show is still so good, man. Like I love the character development between him and the fighter dude. Like we figure out the fighter dude has a sleep disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And
his whole family has sleep disorders. They're all different though.
Yeah, exactly. So he picked up streaming which is fucking ironic because that's why I did it too. He picked up streaming because he has trouble sleeping at night, which is the same reason why I did it. And that was like, damn, that's deep. So he has these sleeping pills that he hasn't been taking because, of course, you only have a finite amount. But Akashi's like, look, Alpaca dude, let's talk about this because, and that's when I kind of put it all together because when he says Alpaca, let's talk in private later, like that's when we figure out that's when Akatsuki disappeared. Like he stepped away to talk to Alpaca, and that's when the mimic came in and infiltrated the classroom, and nobody else noticed, but the crazy chick. So that was absolutely nuts, man. This show is crazy good.
I have to entirely agree.
Crazy good. They got we also figure out that they got from, I think it was like 100,000 live viewers.
They got 7 million views.
Yeah. Before that, the Alpaca mentioned that they were the quickest class to get to 5.5 million. And then at the end of this episode, they were at 7.5 million. But wow, dude, shit's so fucking good. What I like about this episode too is whenever they use their special abilities, quote unquote, their specialties, their streaming specialties, all of their eyes glow, not just Akatsuki. I thought it was just Akatsuki.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the students' eyes literally glow whenever they use their themed streaming ability. Which I'm like, wow, I like this show a lot, dude.
It's really good. And I'm happy that you're enjoying it because I enjoyed it. I even enjoyed the second episode, but not as much as this third episode. This third episode was fire. It was great.
That second episode left a bad taste in my mouth.
Clearly not bad enough because this third episode picked up perfectly for it.
Absolutely. This third episode is literally a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm not going to say 10 out of 10. I'm going to say like more like an 8 out of 10, 8 waifus out of 10, but it was good.
But why was it an 8 though? What's the biggest flaw you had with this episode?
I didn't really have any flaws. It's just so hard to give it a perfect score because it's just, I just want more. I can't say it was horrible. I can say it was amazing, but it definitely wasn't bad by any means. I just want more.
As I'm thinking, like I literally was watching it and thinking to myself, like I can't find anything wrong with this episode.
I mean, I agree. I didn't see anything wrong with it either. I loved it. I just wanted more. I'll give it 9. But I mean, because I was struggling with the 8, but I wanted more. I was about to say
because 8 says that's we could call that good, right? Like it's good. This shit was like more than good. You know,
I consider 8 more than good, but I mean,
okay. I guess it's all retrospect or subjective, but yeah, I couldn't figure it out, man. I couldn't think of anything that was wrong with it. Like, cause we figure out that the alpaca could take a hit, and the reason why that the man eaters was there was because those dudes decided to go against the alpaca.
Yeah,
which again reminds me of fucking Danganronpa, but a lot less vicious. Yeah. Because if you attack Monokuma, you die. Like Monokuma kills you. So Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's like, give it a try if you want to.
yeah, straight up. God, it's so good, man. Fuck. If you haven't seen Danganronpa, there is an anime for it. I think the anime though is like based on in between the games though, so you might want to play the games. The only Danganronpa game I didn't play was V3, and I just the other day, which is crazy coincidence. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a play. Oh, speaking of games, I know this is an anime podcast, but this ties in pretty well. The game I've been playing is is an anime too, so you can go watch it now. Don't spoil it for me when you do because I'm playing the game, and the game is like 100 hours. But I'm playing Persona 5, and
Oh
my
goodness.
my God, dude, that's a game I'm platinum. I'm not playing. That's gonna be my very first PlayStation Platinum. I'm super excited about that.
You know, I thought you was gonna say BDO because
Oh,
that anime is trash.
wait, no, you talking about because BDO don't have an anime. You talking about Blade and Soul.
Oh yeah, Blade and
That
Soul. That's
oh
what it is.
God,
Yeah, Blade and Soul anime is trash.
just
Sorry, my
throw
bad.
up,
Not
bro.
BDO. Blade and Soul.
Blade and Soul anime is garbage.
Straight trash.
Okay.
Every single female in the show is thick,
Yeah, of course.
but they all trash.
That's how it is in MMO too. Just you can't make it a non-thick character.
Men trash.
Mm-hmm.
Women trash.
The art style, booty,
Story trash.
it's all bad. Oh, and another thing, there's no Fire Force this week. They decided not to stream an episode on Fire Force because of obviously what happened in Kyoto. So they're like, "Yo, we just not gonna do that." So, which is very tasteful of them. I appreciated that. Which sucks because that's a good show, but also understandable on why they didn't. What else we got here? Damn, what else did I watch? I feel like I watched so much and I'm missing something that I can't think of it. No, that's it. Oh, I told you earlier I started BEM or Beam or however you say that. I do not like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do not like it at all. The animation looks like, I mean, it's not a knock against American animation, but it's just, oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like Big O animation, and I hated Big O's animation.
It's just older anime.
Yeah, it looks like that. It looks like older anime, but in HD, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and the story is. I kept pausing it and wanting to watch something else.
I get it. So, do you want to get into this week's topic?
You want to talk Dr. Stone first, or you want to go into the topic? Shit, we should probably go into the topic.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. Stone should be. We do that before we do Demon Slayer.
I agree wholeheartedly. Let's do it, man. Yeah.
All right.
So this topic was about, as I discussed in the first beginning of this podcast, this topic is about series that ended good or ended badly. Like just ended good or ended badly. Now, this topic came to my head because I finished watching The Grand Crest War. The anime started off spitting lore at you, like I said last week. It's just try to fit probably 3 episodes worth of lore in one episode. It didn't quite work. But as the show like gradually went on, as I said last week, it turned into Game of Thrones. The political intrigue, fighting, wars, the story, so fucking good. I just watched the last episode yesterday, and I don't, it's just, where did it go? Like all of it fucking disappeared. Listen, okay, so the story goes, I don't want to spoil it because I really want people to watch it because it is worth watching. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. The story goes, this guy starts off from nothing, and he, after a bunch of political intrigue and a bunch of wars and a bunch of fighting, he ended up being the emperor of this entire country. Okay, he's the emperor now. The last episode is literally about him. They're literally trying to wrap up 4 story arcs in one episode, one 23-minute episode. Oh, but it's okay, Till, because they got rid of the intro. So the a minute and 15 seconds of the intro was gone. So they had time to wrap this up. They fought this big bad vampire, right? He's supposed to be this all-powerful vampire. And when I tell you this looked like throw up on screen, bro, it looks like throw up on screen because you had all these major characters that was a part of his alliance fighting this one vampire. And it's just a bunch of noises and explosions and colors because we're all so powerful now because our main character became the emperor. So now we're just going to kill this vampire, and they kill him in like They kill him in like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. Now this fucking vampire is bad amongst bad, right? But they kill him. Okay. Then they move on to the next thing, which was figuring out what this whole thing for, why they wanted to create this thing called a Grand Crest. They want to create the Grand Crest so they can unify the world and get rid of all magical powers and move on to the age of technology and get rid of the age of chaos. They go into this church of this big bad priest dude that wanted to keep chaos because they wanted to be able to keep their crest, because they wanted to be able to keep their magic powers and stuff. They go to this priest and the priest is like, "Oh, so you sure you want to get rid of the age of chaos and bring the age of cosmos in?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure." And the fucking priest literally kills himself with poison. That's the end of that arc. And then they go back to him being emperor. He passed down emperor to the former emperor, and they all like get married together, and he moves to his home country, and he's leader of his home country now. And now like they're living a life of peace and happiness. And all of this is done in 23 minutes, and it goes as quick as I explained that. That's exactly how quick the episode goes. They literally throw all this buildup, all this dramatic and just epicness into one episode that just turns into complete garbage. Get 2 more, 3 more episodes. That would have been perfect. Give me a whole episode of the vampire fight, which doesn't look like Dragon Ball Z, because these characters never did anything Dragon Ball Z like at all. You know, all of a sudden they get Dragon Ball Z powers and do all flying around. It just didn't make sense in this grounded ass world, even though it still had magic powers. But that's beside the point. Like, it completely ended this series on such a just rushed way, because obviously they couldn't get a second season approved, and it disappointed me so hard. It made me think there's a bunch of anime that just do not end well. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about another anime called Just Because, where it was a slice of life, and the people are in the slice of life that you want to get together, and then it shuts off. You know, nothing that happens, you know, not if it actually works out. She just said, "Hey," he says, "Hey," and it cuts to black like The Sopranos. Like, those 2 shows fucking just made me think about, like, there's so much anime that just don't know how to end. Like, I can think of, okay, and here, this is going to be another 2, all right? It's going to be 1 bad and 1 good. The 1 bad was Clannad season 1, okay? Now, if you, at the end of Clannad season 1, if you watch that, you'd be like, fuck. Now, it isn't bad as far as writing or story goes. It's still great in that aspect, but it's just bad in what happened. So I'm not going to spoil it, because I really want everybody to watch that. And then season 2, it's good, and they kind of bring it back. I'm not going to spoil it, but that's when it had me going, man. It was good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
They wrapped it up nicely because they gave it a second season. And maybe that's the reason why they have trouble ending these anime, because they're hard to get second seasons and third seasons approved. But I'm sorry I had to vent like that, but I just had to let that out. Grand Crest War disappointed the fuck out of me, and I'm mad because it was so good. It got so good.
So if we're gonna talk about bad anime endings,
yeah, you can start however you want. I'm sorry,
no worries. I got like a list of 5 bad anime endings for me, and a couple of them are actually some of my favorite anime in terms of like how much I actually like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and they ended bad.
Yeah, ended bad, and I was like, I would rather have a different ending, but everything else about the anime I liked except for the ending. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So like Juni Taisen or Zodiac Wars.
Oh yes, dude.
Oh
yes.
my god. I loved that anime so much.
God, I couldn't agree more.
In the beginning, you were like, who do I like? Who is going to die next? And
exactly.
I don't want this person to die, but it's like, and that was the best part about it, is that like you would grow attached. Like literally in the first episode, you're like, oh, this is going to be the main character. This is who you're following.
Yep.
Take that from you real quick. I was like, oh, hold up.
Literally the complete opposite. Oh my God. It was so good, dude.
This is that anime. Yeah. And then it gets to the ending and you're like, I mean, I like who won. Like I can relate to who won, But then it's like what happens in the end. You're just like, why would you?
Why? Yes, dude. Yes, man.
like,
Fuck.
like, can I get more? Can I get something better? Can I trade this in?
They gave us nothing, dude. They gave us nothing.
Yeah, man. It was, and
Oh
there was
my
so much
God, that's so
contemplation. It seemed like they, and it seems like with like the writers of this story, they had great concepts in terms of writing. Like they knew what they were doing when it came to writing a story that would compel people to continue watching. They just not good finishers, man.
Nope.
They did not have the fatality for that.
No, they was not ready.
Tokyo
It's like-
Ghoul.
Oh yes, dude. Let's
Tokyo
go.
Ghoul Route A was trash.
Yeah,
Like
absolute trash.
like I liked Kaneki's transformation in there. But
Which one? Because there was like 17 of them.
like the big centipede one where he was like ridiculous, had like you heard him and he just snap out and just completely kill you. Tokyo Ghoul Route A was like okay in some senses, but the ending, like he's just walking, carrying a body. Like I understand, like I get it.
Oh,
I get it. He's strong as fuck.
and that's his best friend. And
Yeah.
but I know
And
you
then-
want to talk about this a little later, but that theme song though, my God.
Right? Yeah, no, let's be real though. Theme song was amazing. Yeah. Then I got Soul Eater.
I never watched that one.
Well, Soul Eater is one of those anime where they beat everyone with talk no jutsu, which just means that they can talk you into being their friend, and that's how they beat you. Well, and Soul Eater, it's all about friendship, and that's how they kind of build up. They're all about teamwork, and they've been building this teamwork theme all the way to the end. And then they fight the final boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
They fight the final boss, and everyone gets separated except for the main character, and she punches the boss, the final bad guy. She just punches him, and boom, he's dead.
And that's it. Oh,
That's it.
no.
That's the, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I bet that's how you end an actually pretty good anime. That's how you end one. Like it was actually pretty good all the way up until she just punches them and he dies. All right, cool.
Oh no.
Death Note.
Oh yeah.
Now
Damn.
I loved Death Note.
We all do.
And then most people are gonna say it fell off when L died, but I really like Nair. I did personally. His theme was awesome too. But yeah, that ending, I wanted something different. I just did. Like I wanted Light Yagami to either completely win or I needed a better descent. Like, you know, like his descent into madness and whatnot. It almost didn't seem like Light Yagami-esque, you know, like he's super smart. He has everything thought out, you know, several steps ahead. But the way he died was weak. It was mad weak.
True.
And then my final one is actually one of my favorite anime on my top 10 list is Parasite the Maxim.
I knew it. I was gonna guess that. I was gonna say that. I swear on everything till I was gonna say Parasite because I was thinking that same thing as we were talking about this, bro. What the fuck happened, man? It's just like Grand Quest War. It's like this incredible build up, bro.
Oh my God. So Parasite the Maxim, it was so good from beginning to end. And then the end was like, oh wait, I'm not gonna be good anymore.
Right.
Don't you worry. I'm gonna hit you with this mad week ending. I'm going to look, forget about me. I'm just gonna always be here, but don't remember me. I'll always be with you though.
Yes, man.
I'm your best friend. I'm gonna be with you for the rest of your life, but just forget about me. I'm gonna erase my memories of I'm gonna erase your memories of me, and I will always be your right hand,
bro.
I'm always gonna be here.
Oh, so dumb, man. And it wasn't necessary. Like,
It wasn't.
at all.
All the issues were taken care of at this point.
Yeah, you're done, bro. You won.
Like we all hoping for a season 2. What were we looking for here? What was the reach? Why were we reaching? Why are we doing this?
There was nothing else, bro. There was it.
Oh, I was so sorry.
Oh, dude, I couldn't agree more, man.
I was so sorry. Do you have any good anime endings that you want to add in there?
I do. So, like I said earlier, Clint Ass season 2, and did
Beautiful.
phenomenally. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. Shit. I really do like the way Initial D wraps up. That was a really good one. I know you ain't into the car anime, but my goodness,
It's added to the list.
it was it built up a lot, and it's a lot of seasons of Initial D and movies and stuff, and that was pretty good. I also like Naruto Shippuden. I like the way that ended, man. I like the way that ended.
That's funny.
You really do.
I mean, yeah, because I like the battle at the end.
The battle was great, and then
it was
the story wrap up too was satisfying. Like I'm good with it being done. Of course, it's not because you got Boruto.
Well, Boruto's technically considered another anime.
Yeah,
but no, yeah, I agree though, because the fight felt like two brothers actually fighting. You know, like I'm mad at you, I'm gonna beat your ass, kind of deal. And you know, now it was a little bit more bloodshed than normal brothers fighting, but you know, right. These dudes got superpowers.
Arms are being ripped off and whatnot, but
right.
I also like what's that one called? It's called the Ancient Magnus Bride. That one I think still gets a season 2.
That is a really good one.
Yeah, that ending though, it was pretty good, man.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yep. I think it did get a season 2 if I'm not mistaken. So it's still more to come with that one, but
I hope so.
It wrapped up so beautifully, man.
The story in that in general, I just really enjoyed.
Oh, so good, man. So good. It's super popular too, which is dope. I like that. I like seeing that. That's all I really got for like good anime. I can sure I'm some of yours because
I think you can relate with a couple of these. I got 5 good endings as well. So my first good ending, these aren't in any specific order on which one I like the best, but my first one is Angels of Death.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't know if you remember seeing that one, but I loved Angels of Death, and that ending was one of those like psychological, like boom, I hit you. But it's just a good series, and that's kind of how you would think is gonna happen. You know, it's just you don't really want to know what's gonna happen, but you want to know, and I'm okay with that. Like it's not like how Parasite the Maxim ended. Like, you know, they didn't. It's just much better ending. These characters are much more mysterious, and we're figuring out more and more about them. And it's nice to kind of see the story end with more mystery.
Right.
That was nice.
It's more mystery that makes sense, though. It's not
mystery for mystery's sake. You know, you're not just doing it for no reason.
Exactly.
Angels of Death was great. Then Made in Abyss.
I can't believe I didn't mention Made in Abyss. I'm sorry.
Made in Abyss is such a good little short anime. Oh my God, my dude is great.
I can play that in my car.
Like I can't wait for the movie.
I know. I can listen to that soundtrack in my car like it's just like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's new Jay-Z or something. It's that good, dude.
Yeah. My next one is Kill La Kill, which
I didn't finish.
It's okay.
Well. Okay.
Yeah, it ended well.
I trust you, so I'm gonna watch it.
It did. It ended well. It's a really good wrap up. There's some tears involved.
Oh, and Kill La Kill?
And Kill La Kill. Yeah. Yeah. And don't mistake that for Akame ga Kill. That's Kill La Kill.
Yeah, Akame ga Kill is definitely different.
And then my fourth one is Erased, which is it's one of those. It's this anime where basically the guy has this ability when he sees a butterfly, he can go back in time and kind of relive those moments and redo things to kind of figure out what happened or make things happen properly.
Oh, like the butterfly effect. Like
yeah. So that's what he's doing. And if you haven't seen it, it's actually a really good anime. The ending was great. The main character doesn't get exactly what you want him to get, but the ending works out for how the storyline goes. It's definitely worth it. I think you should watch it, Polo. Yeah, it's good, and I don't think it's a long one to watch. It's a quick one.
It says it's 12 episodes. I mean, make sure it's the right one, real quick. You remember the character's name at all or no? I got it pulled up right here. Is it Fujinoma?
That sounds.
Satoru?
Yeah, Satoru.
Okay,
that's what it is.
It's on my plan to watch list on my anime list.
Yes. Yeah, Fujinoma Satoru. Yeah, that's it. And then my last one is
93. Wow.
Yeah. But after that, my final one is Full Metal Alchemist. I actually like both Brotherhood and the original endings. And I'll explain why, right?
Okay.
The original ending to me, how it ended was basically both the brothers were split up. And then they put out movies. And the movies are what got them back together and showed another entirely different world. I really enjoyed that. And at that time, I was really invested in Full Metal Alchemist. And
so I never finished. I'm going to be honest. I never finished it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So the movies wrap it up like clearly though?
Yeah. So basically, how the movies go is that Alphonse and Al are in two different worlds due to alchemy. And Al wants to go and get Ed wants to go get Al. That's what I mean. Ed wants to go get Al. And he tries to find a way to transmute into this new world and go get his brother and, bring his body back.
Like his actual body.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's technically living in a world where there's no alchemy. They end up living in a world where there's no alchemy whatsoever. But it's really good. And then in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I don't know if you've seen that ending. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean, basically, it's a different kind of story. Instead of them being split up in two different worlds, Ed gives up his alchemy to save his brother.
Wow. Well, yeah, 100%. Hello?
Yeah. He gives up his alchemy to save his brother. And it's actually, both endings to me are very impactful, very great. One, on the other hand, is great because it almost is that heartstring where you're torn from your family, but you still have hope to get back to them. And the other one is
especially with how close they were.
Yeah, you give up everything you worked for your entire life for your brother.
Shit, all right.
Both endings were great to me.
I like that. Damn, man. I wish I would have finished that one. That one was hard for me to finish because at that time, I didn't really have a source of watching it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just Toonami. And of course, I had a real different life back then.
So Of course.
I wasn't at home at the times that was coming on.
I know you was being street smart. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a little rough. But damn, those are fantastic.
Yes.
So I do, before we continue on, I do got a letter, an email. Comes from the great Big Mo.
Big Mo himself.
My boy, yeah. So last week we talked about, he gave us his top 5, and we talked about, we really kind of wanted to see what order it was in because that's the most important part about an anime top 5. So he gave us his top 5 and in order this time, which was the same thing that we mentioned last week: Psycho Pass, Hajime no Ippo, One Punch Man, Initial D, and then Samurai Champloo. But this is the order, which I honestly just said the order. So his number 5 is Psycho Pass, 4 is Hajime no Ippo, 3 is One Punch Man, 2 Initial D, which I was wrong. And his number 1 is Samurai Champloo. If you remember, I said his Initial D was going to be number 1 because I cars on that one. But he does mention that the music in Champloo is what edged it out for him. It's perfect. And how you say it? Ninja Bay? Ninja Bay is an amazing artist, which I agree with. Yeah. I listen to him on my stream quite a bit thanks to Mr. King Teliano over there. They're super dope. But yeah, that's the top 5 right there. That's one hell of a one. And the fact that he has an Initial D on there makes me happy.
Exactly.
I like Initial D.
I also wanted to say I did ask about the topic on our Facebook group, and a couple people did say something.
Hey, let's go.
My dude Christopher Goodwin, he said Cowboy Bebop or Gundam 8th. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop or Gundam 8th MS team, which is the mobile suit team. He said Cowboy Bebop was great for the end fight. It was poignant and emotional. And it's nice because we also don't really know what happens to Spike, but we assume he's dead. We don't know though.
Right. We don't know, but they kind of imply it and they leave us. That is a mystery that you can leave me with. And it just has me like, damn, I want more. But it's like, okay, I get it. It's to my interpretation.
Yeah. And then is the 8th mobile suit team for him because I've never seen an anime portray the small unit experience I've personally seen in war so well. So you do know that my boy Christopher Goodwin is a veteran, and thank you for your service. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he said
that.
the 8th Mobile Suit team, it shows a good unit or a war scene that he really can vibe with, and that's awesome. I haven't seen too many anime like that.
I appreciate your contribution, Goody Win, but I gotta ask you a question. Is that the one with the Megazords and shit? No, I'm just.
And then my dude Ice Sphinx, aka Connor, aka Ice Sphinx, he said right now, he said it earlier in the group too. He's stuck on the Darling in the Franxx ending.
Man, yes, I'm tripping, bro. I know it's being bad because it's bad. It's not good, Sphinx, bro. It's just not. You can admit.
He loved it.
You like that shit?
He loved it.
No way. Okay, Sphinx, for real, dude. Write in the group or write into the email and please explain to me why you liked it. Like, okay, now I get the whole aspect of no, you need to explain this one to me. Explain this one to your boy, please. I would appreciate you, man.
Right. I can tell you part of why.
Okay, please do.
Because they're finally together. No complaints.
Come on. You was not about to do that shit to your boy. You was not about to do that. I need a real explanation because they're finally together. Okay, they are. But like, are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Hey, Connor, email us, man. Let us
Please
know.
do.
Let us know why you really like that ending.
I really need to know. Like, that's gonna eat me up all week now. I gotta wait.
So, Polo,
what up, though?
If I was to ask you, off the top of your head,
yes,
an anime character theme that you could just think of. What's an anime character that you just think of a song? What's the theme song for that anime character?
What's a theme song or?
Yeah, like if you had to give a theme for an anime character, or if you know an anime character that has a theme right now, what would be your favorite anime theme for a character specifically?
Man, see, now the themes I like are always situations, not necessarily the characters, right?
Yeah, I thought the same thing too, though. Like that's exactly how I felt.
And Made in Abyss is a perfect example of that. There's certain situations in Made in Abyss that plays that song, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a little piece of that song in there right in this podcast right now. Okay, so that right there, that song is every time I hear that song, it gets
chills.
Yes, dude. Yes, and you already know what song I'm talking about. I don't even need to.
You don't have to.
No, like I played it for them because they don't know. But I'm only gonna play a little piece of it because I don't know what Spotify's gonna do. I'm sorry, Spotify. Don't do anything to us. But yeah, like that when I hear that song. Oh, but also let me give you one more. Can I give you one more?
Go ahead.
Give me a second.
All right. Well, I was gonna say in the meantime,
I got it.
Okay, you got it. All right, go ahead.
You Say Run, My Hero Academia.
See, that's what I was gonna say though.
Yes.
I was literally gonna say that because You Say Run, when anytime anything big happens in that first season, when You Say Run play, everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's playing!"
It's playing, and I'm gonna drop a piece of You Say Run right here. Now that right there, that gives me so much emotion. It's insane. Like no matter what's going on screen, they play it at the perfect time almost every time. Every
time. Now here, how about this though?
What you got?
In the Facebook group, my boy Peter, he said, "What's everyone's favorite character theme?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said he loves the solo organ with just the voice of Pain's theme.
Oh my god, yes, dude! I just almost stood up on my chair, but I gotta stay near the mic so y'all can hear me. Oh, bro!
Exactly right.
Oh my god. Okay, so
exactly.
I'm gonna play a little piece of that right now.
Pain's theme.
Here we go.
Pain's theme is ridiculous. There's so much emotion, so much everything in that. Like, and it's good enough to be like the climactic ending. Like, I swear. I think I said this. You could have put that in a scary movie,
100%,
You could
dude.
put that in a scary movie and we'd been like, what's about to happen? Oh my God, is Freddy Krueger coming? Is that Jason? Is that Michael? We'd have been tripping out. Like, that'd have been great. So yeah, that was one of them. And even other people like my boy Reggie said, man, the emotion behind this theme song here, that's when I knew I'll probably be watching anime when I'm old instead of daytime television.
Well said, bro. Well fucking said.
That's honest to it, man.
Dude, that's crazy. I just made this episode of this podcast way harder for me to edit. So thanks a lot for that. But I have to play these pieces because
it's so good.
It's so good, dude.
Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
Yes, of course.
So I also thought about Miriam's theme.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. Hold on.
And then
hold on, don't mention it anymore now. Let me play that Miriam's theme real quick. Oh shoot, yeah, dude, that theme was crazy.
Yes.
Some of these themes be better in like movies, man. That one's insane.
And then I just had one more theme that I was gonna mention. I do have a couple of honorable mentions, and that's just from one of my favorite anime. But my last one that I had to mention was Dragon Ball Super Ultra Instinct theme. Because the actual like beat in that is like dope enough for you to crump to, pop lock to, b-boy to. It's actually just like one of the hypest themes, like in terms of actually just like energy, like, and then you just like, oh yeah, oh Goku about to whoop on somebody.
It has that crazy ass build up.
Yeah, it's really good. And then
I'll play a little piece of that one too. This is the last one, I promise. Listen. Right, that one's insane.
Just my honorable mentions. You go listen to this on your own time, but these are actually really good songs. They're both from Parasite the Maximum original soundtrack. One is called Luna, and the other one is called Kill the Puppets. One is Migi's theme technically, and the other one is just the theme when anything bad happens. But they're both really good songs, perfectly good by themselves without anything else.
That's dope, man. Fuck, dude, we should have saved this for another episode. This was so good.
So good.
Man, yeah, these themes are nasty. Like, listen to the full themes. Like, I only put a piece of it in here, but listen to these full themes. It'll have you like, wow, this is from anime, bros. Like, this is daytime TV. Who? What? Like,
right.
This is crazy, bro.
I don't remember The Office having a mad theme like this. Oh, don't get me wrong, Office is awesome though.
I heard it was a good show. I haven't watched it yet. But man, let's talk about some Dr. Stone, bro.
Let's do it.
That episode 3 of Dr. Stone. We are going to spoil it. So
yeah, mass spoiler alert.
Mass spoilers. So if you're not watching Dr. Stone, please do. Please go watch it. It's such a good show. It's worth it. Watch it on your Verve account or your Funimation. Well, no, it's just on Verve. The dub is coming out on Funimation, but it's slow.
Or with your Verve gift card that you win from us in the future.
Hey, let's go. So if you do, yeah, my goodness, Dr. Stone episode 3. You want to go ahead and run it down?
All right. So Dr. Stone episode 3 was what basically happens in this episode is we know previously Tsukasa and Senku had their little falling out where they clearly disagree on how to run this new civilization that they're basically building up, right? So basically what ends up happening is they are going to revive what is her name? They're going to revive Taiju's girl that she's so
or something like that.
Yeah, they're going to revive Taiju's girl. You said Fuihiko?
I think that's her name. Let me look that up though. Go ahead.
They're reviving here we go. Yeah, Makoto. No, that's not it. Yuzuria. That's her name.
Yuzuria, that's right.
Yuzuria is her name. All right, so they're reviving Yuzuria. And Yuzuria, whatever we want to say. Yuzuria is probably gonna be better. They're reviving Yuzuria, and the big thing with that is that they have to get the nitric acid to revive her, right? And as soon as they bring up reviving her, Tsukasa is like, oh, I want to know or I want to know how to do it or whatever.
Mhm.
So Dr. Stone is like, he immediately says, Taiju, go get the liquid to revive her. And, he says, oh, this isn't enough, to revive her. I need more.
Mhm.
And Taiju immediately says, okay, I'm going to go and get more. And he starts to sprint off, and Tsukasa grabs him and says, no, I can go do it myself.
Since I'm the fastest.
Right. Basically, Tsukasa runs off, like darts off immediately to go get it, finds out that it's nitric acid, and is on his way back. In the meantime, Senku mixes together the concoction and puts it on Yuzuria, and revives her out of her stone form. Now she is fully conscious, understands what's going on. And in that meantime, in that time of them reviving her, Tsukasa makes it back. Yep. Now, we know Tsukasa's a monster with the hands. And as soon as he sees that this is all he needs to revive people, he goes for the kill. He's like, okay, I don't need you people around anymore.
I don't think, is that how that plays out?
That's not quite what he said.
No, because how it played out was he was still down to Drizon with him. Like, he was still down to ride with him, but he's like, look, I'm going to kill all the shitty adults, right?
That's
like,
true. He did ask.
That's just something I'm gonna do. So either y'all gonna be down for that or y'all not. But I'm gonna go get this formula. He go gets the formula and he comes back. But when he comes back, that's when they're gone. They're already left, like all three of them. So now he's like, okay, they left. So what he's probably about to do, which we come to find out that Tsukasa is actually smart as fuck too, because he already know what Senku's up to. He know that Senku and the rest of them went to craft what they call them, Tsukasa
weapons of war,
or I call them the Tsukasa killers,
right?
Because the moment that boy get a hold of them, it's over with. But he's gonna try to catch up to him and then go for the kill. Is what he said. Like, yeah. Now that I know what it is,
well, I'm trying to put together what part was it? Oh, that was before, because he threw a punch. He did throw a punch at them. That was before he left. Yeah.
Oh,
he threw a punch and Taiju blocked it. And he's like, you're the first person to keep standing from, a kick of mine.
Yep. A kick. Yep.
And I was like, ooh, that's crazy. You know,
but he still ended up getting.
Yeah. He ended up getting knocked out anyway. He withstood it, which is crazy. You know, if Taiju actually start throwing hands, we'll be in a good spot.
Right. Which he probably will. He got to, right? Like, you got to protect Yuzuru.
Yeah, he got to protect her.
Or Yuzuria, however you say her name.
Yuzuria. We gonna say Yuzuria. How But yeah, so basically while he's gone looking for the nitric acid, and he comes back, breaking stone statues of old people.
Right.
Even though they walking with their kids.
It's terrible, man.
Right, terrible human being. But I mean, like I said, I kind of relate with him on a level, but it's also horrible. You're killing people.
So I can't relate to him because, all right, my mom, she's a great lady. You're gonna literally kill my mom just because she's an adult.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not with that. And that's why I agree that, like, yeah, a lot of the negativity in the world is from like older generations.
Yeah, 100%.
But, like, you think the younger generation isn't going to evolve into that anyway? We're just as bad in the long run. We're gonna make the same mistakes. It's just now we don't have anyone to tell us not to make that mistake anymore.
Did you pose this question on the Facebook group?
I did.
Okay, so we posed this question on the Facebook group. Would you revive everybody like Senku, or would you kill the adults like Tsukasa? So what you got?
So Terry Searless, he said he agrees with Tsukasa.
Wow.
Yeah. He says definitely a hard call to make, but I think it's the right move for humanity in the long run. And like I said, I get it, because like in the regard to like how that could affect humanity in the long run. If you do that, where you get rid of all the adults and you just kind of only let the pure-hearted people kind of grow up, right?
He doesn't know who the pure-hearted is, though.
That's true, but I mean, he's just assuming that all children are pure-hearted,
right? But
you have them basically being led by a tyrant of good, because he's still trying to do things with the right intention, but you're still being tyrant. You know, you're
100%.
committing mass genocide by killing all the adults.
I think about it in the aspect of who my family is. Like, I understand. Like, if I think about it in the aspect of who my family is compared to who everybody else's family is, like, there's way more good people out there than there are the shitty adults that stumped
Exactly.
your seashells because that you were trying to make for your little sister. Like that is not enough reason for you to decide, oh, none of you get to live. I'm killing all of you because
Right.
this one shitty human, this one shitty dude ruined my necklace for my little, dying sister.
Because you have to think also, like, if this man Tsukasa was raised as a good person with these like morals where he wants everyone to be good, his parents had to be kind of good hearted, right?
Exactly.
So would he want to take his parents out as well, even though they had the good intentions, or is he just going to make them, fall as fodder?
Exactly.
And then my boy Reggie from college, he said, ultimately, he said Senku, because it would be an easier approach to reach a democracy rather than the pure heart, which can be easily manipulated for selfish reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree to an extent with that, because I was going to say, just because you're pure hearted does not mean you can be easily manipulated. It just means that the pure hearted people are going to give you a chance to mess up, right?
Exactly.
So they'll give you a chance to go out there, and once you fuck up, it's like, okay, cool, you messed up. Now what do we do? What do we do from here? Do we continue to let you mess up, or do we nip that in the bud? We don't know, but I would assume that pure heart doesn't mean you're stupid. That's my understanding there. But yeah, those are the answers we got, and it was nice. We got some conflicting views there.
Yeah, like two opposite spectrums, which I appreciate a lot. If y'all have any thoughts on that topic in general, and we'll discuss it, write into us. It's as simple as going to miccheckwaifuvaifu.com/contact, or simply writing in the Facebook group. That works just as good. We appreciate it. Continue on from there. But this episode was super good. What do you think is going to happen? You think Senku is going to, or Tsukasa, I should say, is going to get bodied, or is he going to do the bodying? I mean, he's already did the bodying. Like, it looks like he already killed hundreds of people.
All right. So I don't think that Tsukasa is going anywhere anytime soon. I think
I agree.
I think that what's going to happen is that Senku, Taiju, and Yuria, whatever her name is, are going to they're going to make their guns. They're going to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with that is, in my personal opinion, that's creating a whole larger issue, but it's good to have for self-defense, right? But they're going to create guns, and then they're going to have to use them to defend against Tsukasa. But I don't think they're actually going to ever use them on Tsukasa. I think they're just going to use them to scare him, right?
No way you scaring that dude. He caught a freaking crossbow bolt.
Yeah, but that's not a bullet.
That's a good point. But you know
that's
what?
That's 200 miles per hour. That's not 600 miles. That's not 600 miles per second,
My point in saying that is Tsukasa knows Senku isn't about killing people or not letting people live. He wants to save everybody. That's what he told him in the second episode. Like, I want to save everybody. So he's not going to kill Tsukasa because his morals. Or maybe he is. Maybe he's like, okay, well, all the people you kill, you should be put to death. Maybe that's how it's going to be. I don't know. It's hard to tell with this show, but it's so good.
It's so good.
It's way too good. Anything else? Any last thoughts on Dr. Stone episode 3?
Other than that, it was amazing. No,
it was fantastic. How many waifus this one get from you?
For the, I could have had a little bit more like stress in it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get 8 waifus out of 10 for me.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. 8 is for sure the right number for this episode, and it's only an 8 because, like you said, it could have been, I guess, better paced, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like even that, like, because it was nice to see like them kind of split up and kind of going about their ways. Tsukasa figures things out, but it'd been nice to get either like another minute of conflict between them, before Taiju passes out or anything,
True. True. It's a good show, man. It's a good show. And now comes the part, one of my favorite parts of this show.
Ooh.
Talking Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer recap, episode 16 on episode 6 of My Check Waifu Waifu. Go figure. Look at that.
Yeah. So Polo, give me that recap.
Hey, so it starts off continuing on where they left off. My boy Nosuke using his Byakugan and figuring out where the lady is. So they continue to run towards the lady, but as they get deeper into the forest, they figure out that the demon slayers that they're fighting become stronger because she has, which we figure out is mother, she has better control over the demon slayers. So with that, she's literally like fucking people up, and they meet a demon slayer who's like still conscious and still alive, and she's like, look, you know, they need to send a higher rank, like we've been saying all last episode, like, because we're getting slaughtered here and I cannot control my body. And she attacks them, but when the mother attacks them with that demon slayer, we figure out that she does not give a fuck about these people. She's breaking their arms so they're more flexible and faster and more nimble. And Tajiro figures out like, yo, this is actually really hard because they're much more powerful. And then Inosuke figures that out too. And she brings up more demon slayers, and these demon slayers are literally badly injured because she's breaking their bones to make them move more nimbly. Mm-hmm. And we figure out one of the demon slayers, he's like, look, just kill me because I can't take this anymore. Like my ribs is collapsing to my internal organs. I'm literally dying slow here. So if you can do me the honors of just killing me and getting this over with, I'll be eternally grateful. So he's like, yo, just fucking kill me. And they're like, we can't do that. And Tanjiro figures out a way that they can tangle up basically the demon slayers by running around in a circle and then throwing them up in a tree. And then Inosuke follows suit. I can do the same thing. And then he does the same thing. Throws them up in a tree. It's like, I did it. It was so cool. I like seeing their relationship now. It's definitely growing on me a lot better than I thought it was. But
now he's got showing the little bubbles and whatnot.
Yeah, he even says like, yo, stop making me even more giddy than I.
Yeah, he did say that
because he got a compliment from Tajiro. But after they figure that out, the mother's like, one of the sons come out and say, hey mother, can you do this? Because like, don't look good. Like it looks like you're losing. So we need to do something about this. And she's like, I could do this. And then he's like, well, if you don't do this, I'm gonna tell dad. And then she freaks the fuck out, the mother demon. She's like, yo, don't do that. I got this. And we figure out that she needs to release the big demon. when she released the big demon, he doesn't have a head. And the first thing I said was, oh shit.
Right? How are we going to do this?
Exactly. Because the way you kill a demon is by chopping off its head. And chopping off its head will then end it or whatever. So the big demon, they run towards mother. Mother drops the big demon. The big demon is there. And Tajiro and Inosuke is like, shit, how can we kill something if it's like what we're supposed to use to kill it is already gone? Mm-hmm. And Tajiro kind of figures out a play to do that, but he needs Inosuke's help.
What do they call it? Like a monk slash?
A monk slash, exactly. Yep. So Inosuke is like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. And he runs in and he figures out that this demon is way too quick, even for Inosuke. And Inosuke is a beast. So he's like, yo, like, I don't know if we could do this. And then Tajiro's like, yo, you got to stop trying to run in by yourself. You're going to get bodied. I'm here to help. Let's work together. And then he gets all giddy and whatnot. And then Tajiro literally, what he do? Is that when he bends over and tell Inosuke to jump
off his back?
Yeah, to jump off his back. He jumps off his back and he slashes off both the demon's blades off his hands, which was so dope the way that shit looks, dude. Did he do one of his breathing? No, he didn't. It was just him being him. That's fucking dope, dude. That is so dope. I think he's becoming my favorite, and I don't like that. But to continue on, he jumps off his back, and after he gets on his back, not necessarily jumps off his back, he gets on his back, but then Tajiro literally kicks up, does a head spin, which is that a flare, a head flare, what they call that in the dance world?
A halo.
Yeah, he does a halo, and he like boosts him up even higher. And when he boosts him up even higher, he then does the monk slash down on the demon, and they figure out a way to kill the demon. and then mother is not happy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
because now she don't have no more toys.
Yep.
But immediately after that,
immediately after they do the monk slash,
your boy Inosuke is like, I can do whatever you can do.
Yep. And he throws Tajiro up in the air. When he throws him up in the air, he's like, oh, I know what you're doing, even though he probably didn't intentionally mean to do that. But he ended up throwing him towards mother. He comes down at mother and he does his total concentration, his total breathing, or whatever they call it. And he does his first form. I forget what his first form is called, but he does his first form and he's coming down at her. And then it goes to the demon and it flashes back to like kind of what's been going on with her. And she's a mother of these 3 other children and then the father. And the father is obviously abusive and beats her ass and tells her,
holding her in the air by her head.
Yeah, I'm just doing terrible shit to this, which I hate to see. I hate to see any man just beat a woman like that. It's horrible. But he does it. It's not a great scene. And I want to say what this show is, before I can say what this show is phenomenal at, is they're so good at making you not giving a fuck about these demons. Because before that, let me rewind a little bit. Before that mother demon, when the demon slayers get tangled up in a tree, she said, fuck that. I don't need them anymore. And she snaps their neck as they're still alive. Now, the dude that was badly injured, I understand he's out of commission. Good. But the girl that was still alive, she was still good. Like, she could have still lived.
Survived. Yeah.
She snapped her neck and just basically ended all of their lives. Like, I don't need you anymore. Killed them off. That shit sucked. And Tajiro felt that he wasn't happy about that. That's why first form, which is one of his most powerful. Then he sees her. He sees her and she's literally sad. She's terrified. And he sees that. When he sees that emotion from her, he changes his form from the first to the fourth and does this thing.
Turns his blade around.
Yeah, it turns his blade around and calls it, what he calls it, rain dance or something like that. Rain dance slash or something like that. And it's this beautiful death for this demon. She got rain coming down. It's light. It's bright. It's beautiful. That's the last thing she sees before she dies. Well, not quite, because her head falls off and she sees Tajiro's eyes and she says, I never seen this much kindness since him. And then it flashes back to another guy where she obviously had a crush on and they were happy before she was a demon. And she had that memory. And then at the end of that, like, I literally felt bad for the demon, which I didn't think. This show is so good at doing that. Like, I felt bad for that demon that killed literally 4 or 5, 20 demon slayers. And
so you thought that was a guy? I thought that might have been perceived as her son. Oh no, because she said, like, I loved him or something like that. Such kind eyes or something like that. Maybe it could have been. I don't know, man. I kind of perceived it as her son, like, before he turned into a demon. But yeah, either way, it's that love, it's that feeling she got, and she felt it right before she died, which was honorable of Tajiro to do. But you could see the sorrowness in his eyes, which was dope. But on top of that, she gives him a warning saying, hey, there's one of the 12 here, which we were just talking about last week. I'm like, hey, when are they going to start introducing these 12? Because I now know it's 26 episodes actually in the season. I'm like, when are they going to start introducing this 12? Because it's quickly wrapping this up. So now she's like, hey, there's one of them in this forest. And I believe the one is her husband. So. You think so?
The dad.
I mean, so like I said before, I think it's actually gonna be the little brother.
The son that was like kind of like, hey, I'll tell dad, the snitch.
Yeah, and it was nice because we got to see all of them.
Yeah, this time, yeah,
we got to see all.
Oh, and
one of them's walking up on Zenitsu.
Exactly, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say you noticed during this entire recap that I didn't mention Zenitsu because he's did exactly what I asked him not to do. And that's cried during 50% of the goddamn episode. Every time he was on screen, I'm like, shut the fuck. Just no more. I don't want to hear no more from you, Zetsu. But he started to bulk up a little bit more towards like later. Like when we figured out he was getting followed. But I still hate him. I just hope he's about to do some damage next episode, though. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, me too.
He about to do
100%.
some work.
he about to, because it has to be a reason why they're building him this terribly. Like it's all intentional. They don't do anything without these writers.
I think this might be one of your more favorite episodes because you got to see Zenitsu as little as possible.
And that's not even the case. He was 50. He was in 50% of the episode. Well, I guess that's true, which is still less than the previous episodes. But he was in 50% of the episode crying. God, I'm so sick of it, dude. I know you're gonna kill it though. I know you're gonna kill it next episode. I can already feel it in my loins, bro.
Yeah, he's about to knock somebody all the way out. He's about to let them know. Just so y'all know, I'm Zenitsu. I'm a crybaby, but I don't play no games.
When I fall asleep.
No games at all.
I gotta be asleep first.
Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. Wow. We hope that's not the only scenario where he gotta be asleep. We hope that he can do better.
I know we're gonna see some good action from him, and it's gonna, because they, like I said, this show don't do anything unless intended. Like everything has purpose in this show, which is why I give this episode 9 waifus out of 10.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because it was juicy. Back to the fighting. Back to the.
I mean, my favorite part is how they progress in Inosuke, though.
Yes, dude. Give me that with Zetsuo, please.
They're progressing him rather quickly. I think they're gonna do that with Zenitsu, though. It's like the way that they're showing him is like he wants to be better. He doesn't want to be a crybaby. He just is.
It's super intentional too. Like they have to be doing this intentionally.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure Zenitsu's gonna be better in the future. He just isn't right.
Right. I agree with that. And with that, you ready to close out this episode?
Let's do it.
Hey, this has been Mic Check Waifu Waifu, episode 6. Thank you all so much for listening, for watching and listening on YouTube, I should say. We appreciate it so very, very much. We see that we're getting listeners from all around the world, from the Philippines to Thailand to Canada to Mexico to Brazil. All of you, thank you so much for listening. Continue to listen. Please share it with your friends, rate on iTunes, and subscribe on YouTube. We truly appreciate you. I am Polo Bornfly on Twitter and Instagram, and that's...
I am Montel, King Taliano, and Naughty Gentleman on Instagram.
Let's go. We appreciate you. And for that, we out.
One way or another.
Bye.